You're listening to The Rendezvous Show.
The sun's outside, but it seems so cold. Cruising on a ship all made of gold. But the water seems so shallow. Shines so bright, feeling like a star. Then I take off in a fancy car. But the road, it seems so narrow.
Welcome to the Rendezvous Radio Show with Cris and Alysia.
What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's going on, dog?
What's going on? I haven't stopped smiling for the past half hour with our guests that are in studio today.
I know, yeah.
Straight from San Francisco.
Can you believe
Come on.
that? How far reaching is this radio station? Where
Amazing.
We have people coming in from all the way from the other coast. We're in the East Coast, they're in the West Coast, and here we are together in the same coast.
Yeah, we have clients over in Australia and Germany, but we only do Skype calls with them and phone calls with them at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
when
yeah,
it's conducive for them. But to actually have somebody from across the country in our studio is amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Not only amazing, but they're an amazing group too. You know, they have some amazing tracks that they produced. So you want to introduce them?
Sure. In studio, all the way from San Francisco, pop music, hip-hop, rap artist, we have Troy McFarlane, a.k.a. TMac and Kunundrum Spitzz in the house.
Hello.
Mac and Spitz. Welcome.
Mac and Spitz.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
So you guys are on a radio tour, I'm assuming, because what else would bring you all the way to New York?
Right. Well, it started. We got a little gig going to perform live on the Real Radio show as well.
Right.
That's out in Merrick.
I thought you were saying this wasn't a real radio show.
Oh, Merrick, Long Island.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really
kid.
know our way. We don't really know our way around, so we're like, we just started reaching out, and we got a couple things going on when we get back to San Francisco as well.
Yeah, that's her neck of the woods, Merrick over there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just sold my house in South Amityville. That was about 3 towns over, so I know Merrick very well.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so all right, let's talk. You're in New York. When did you arrive?
We got here 2 days ago, so we got here Friday, and it's just been crazy ever since.
Has it been cold as well? I mean, it's got to be a big weather change between
No,
you.
actually, it's not that much different. San Francisco is pretty cold.
Well, it's pretty cold here, because you're sitting in studio here with your scarf on and your jacket still on, you're bundled up still. I mean, it's pretty warm in here. You can take it off and relax if you like. You're going to be here for a half hour, so.
Yeah, I'm going to get more comfortable.
You know what? During the break, you can take it off. During the break,
You don't got to worry. I'm going to get more comfortable.
Well, I want to know. I mean, Troy, you reached out to us. I think you found us on LinkedIn or something from a social discussion group. It might have been from T-Beams.
Right.
Now, I host and MC the T-Beams event once a month in New York City. It's actually this Wednesday night. Oh, I dated.
Yeah, this Wednesday night.
This Wednesday night.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm the host, the MC, and we deal with all indie artists that come up and stuff. So I wish we could have known beforehand because we would have booked you to perform. But otherwise, outside of that, you came all the way to New York. Have you had any live performances while you're here, or just you're doing a radio tour?
Just radio right now. We're gonna really kick it up a notch and start performing a lot come like January 1st, basically.
Excellent.
And all next year.
And let me tell you something. The music that you have out, anybody that makes a New Year's resolutions to get their butt in shape, your music is what they're going to be working out to.
Yeah, exactly.
You have some great hits there.
Yeah, I mean, we heard it in the opening. The track that we opened up with was entitled "Alone." You know, tell us who is TMac and who is Mr. Spitz here? How did you guys meet?
So, I'm from Fargo, North Dakota.
Right.
And I'm originally born and raised in San Francisco. So.
Okay.
So I basically capped off at a point where I needed to expand. Fargo, Moorhead area was just not big enough.
Right.
I had a good following. Some people think I'm crazy because I just kind of just dropped it all and went out to Cali. But that's kind of what you have to do. You have to make that decision at some point. Right. And so when I moved out, I started working with Kevin at Crunch Fitness.
Oh, really?
So yeah, we were working at the gym together, and like this, like a snap of a finger.
The funniest thing in the world. The girl that was giving him like a tour, showing him around, she's like, she was his manager or whatever, and she just comes up to me like, "Hey, this is Troy. He just, he makes music too." And then it was just as simple as that.
It was like that night.
Yeah, that night we was in the studio. So
wow,
that was 3 years ago.
That's crazy.
So
oh wow.
Yeah, it's like what was that? What's that group recently? It was the same way. The ones that sing that song "Girlfriend." I haven't been listening to mainstream much, but what's the name of the band? The two girls. They met the same way. They met at a party, and they started producing music the next day.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I forget their name.
When you got it, you just got it. You click,
Yeah. So what was it like, your first experience in the studio together? I mean, did you click, or did you have any animosity or anything, or did you not agree on certain things? Or?
Well, I had been making music for a long time, and it was like real hardcore at that point, and so that was what I was used to. And TMac does a little bit more pop stuff, so I was kind of trying to get used to his style, and he was trying to get used to my style, and it just came together and blended very well.
I'm sorry, the band name is Icona Pop. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They met at a party, and basically that's how they connected. The next day they were like, "Hey, come over, let's produce something," and they started producing music, and here they are, in mainstream.
It's all about just opening the door, just trusting someone. You have to.
Yep.
I mean, what do they say? You first have faith, and then trust comes later.
Yeah.
Now you know what's interesting. You said that you had a fan base. You had like a fan base in your local area there.
I still have a good base,
which is key, which a lot of artists do not do. It's recommended that a lot of artists, indie artists, when you're first starting off, is to create that tight niche fan base. A 10-mile radius around where you live and stuff, like going to the college campuses and exposing your music like that. So you did that, and now you're just branching out.
Right.
Was that something that someone told you to do, or is it something that you just did out of instinct?
I just did out of instinct. I had come to New York in 2007 for the first time. And that was really the first time I left to go do music somewhere else.
Right.
And we came out here to be on the iStandard Producer Showcase with Jay Hatch and them guys. And they had just started doing the producer showcase and beat battles and artist performance showcases. And they were only in Philly and New York, and now they're in 35 different cities.
Wow.
And so that kind of kicked it off, and I came out here and got my butt whooped, basically,
Right.
as a producer, coming out thinking I had the best stuff.
Right. Now, how about you? Did you do the same thing where you lived? Was this something that you
Yeah, so I came from like the battle scene, so I always had that following,
Right.
you know, so. And that's really where I was focusing on, like, all of my, like, advertising and stuff is in the battle scene, but...
Now tell us, are the battle scenes like the ones you see on during the 8 Mile Eminem?
A little bit,
movie?
you know,
Yeah.
it's a little bit more dramatized there, but you know, they don't fight as much.
Isn't that like, isn't that nerve wracking though? Like when you're going up in front of somebody, and you know, I could barely do this radio station right now with you guys in front of me. I can't imagine like spitting lyrics and just on cue. You know what I mean?
Well, it's something that when you practice enough, you can come off at the top of the head very easy. You just got to practice. You just got to stick with it.
At what point in your life did you realize that this is what that I can do this? Was it at a young
11.
age? 11?
Yeah.
How old are you now?
28.
Oh, 28. You guys are babies. How old are you?
28.
Oh my God. We're in our 40s here. We could be your parents. We could be your parents. I'm Puerto Rican, so you could definitely be my son. So, yeah.
Well, let's talk. I love the song "Alone," which as soon as you walked in, I mean, you probably heard it blasting. I cannot stop listening to "Alone." How did you find? Now you told us how you found Tori Quinn, but tell the audience how you found Tori Quinn, because you couldn't have picked a more perfect voice to accentuate
Yes, I
you.
like that.
How did you find her?
About 3 years ago, we went to a Bay Area producers conference. They had just started that up too, and they're being pretty successful now.
Yeah, they've had like 4 of them.
Yeah, they're bringing musicians, artists, fashion, video all together just for a conference. But we went there, and she had a booth set up for her label, Run Amok Productions.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, okay, she's one of like the vendors or like advertising herself, and we just exchange info. And at those kind of events, you exchange info with 100 people.
Right.
But it's really about creating the tight relationship with even if one person, and that was the one person.
It's funny you say that because I live by that motto. We get invited to so many functions, being an independent radio station, to a lot of artists invite us to their their shows and stuff like that. And I always say, I don't like missing them solely because every function that you go to, there's one person there you have to meet.
Right.
It's one person you're supposed to meet, and it's your job to find out who it is.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's
fun.
true.
Yeah.
And any of the most successful people, like millionaires, billionaires, they'll say it's not about networking.
Right.
It's about creating that tight relationship with, whether it be one person. This whole New York trip doesn't matter. It's going to pay off in the long run.
Yeah. Speaking of building tight relationships, I'm a big proponent of building a relationship. Social media is social media, okay? But there's people, like a lot of artists are forgetting that it's a two-way communication between your fans, your followers, and stuff like that. It's very important to create that kind of relationship in terms with your fans, because again, it all starts with your fan base. And it was most evident with our top 10 this week, where we have their fans, vote for the top 10. So, do you do your social media yourself, or do you hire somebody to do it? Do you do it both ways? How does it work?
I do it myself.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people basically looking up to me and counting on me, like back from Fargo, and and so I'm always chatting with people. I'm always reaching out to them. It's like when I first moved out to Cali, people were reaching out to me a lot because they were seeing I was doing a lot of stuff and making some noise, and started from the bottom out there.
Right.
Had to rebuild a crew.
Right.
But now, like, I interact with them so much that they'll respond to anything I post.
Cool.
It's
That's what you need. How about you, Mr. Spitz?
Yeah, all of my social media stuff I do myself, and I'm really starting to get really big into Twitter.
Yeah.
That's at Kunundrum Spitzz, by the way.
Yeah.
We are huge
Plug in.
into Twitter. We love Twitter.
You know what? I'm a big Hootsuite guy because I can monitor everything, and I can give that to somebody, and I've tried. I've tried giving the job to somebody. I just can't. It's like giving my child away. So I'm very hands up. I'm very hands on with my social media, which is why I invested in the Hootsuite. And basically, I run everything through there. I communicate with everybody, with all my indie artists that come on our show. You know, they're on the top 10. I just send out tweets to them. You know, listen, you're on the top 10. You've made it.